Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another raid video. We have the Riho 2x10x. If you're looking to get Riho, this is the best time to summon. I mean, it kind of makes sense. If you're not, well, you can wait for the 1 day, 15 hours, and then do summons because it's an increased chance. So if you have Riho already or just not interested in the champion, don't go for it. I'll show you guys my Riho on how she's built. I have 0 shards. Well, I did have 2 I summoned. I got an Amarantine skeleton, which is offered through the tournament right now. It was kind of funny, but overall, guys, I will say that Riho is one of the most well-rounded supports, I would say, for in the game right now. In terms of, she can provide damage through her A2, quite a high multiplier for a skill like that. You will see her in clown boss teams. If you look hard enough, you will see here in clown boss teams, and you'll see that this skill actually does some nice damage for a 3-turn cooldown skill, plus everything else that it applies. It can apply HP burn, decrease defense, weaken, decrease attack, decrease crit rate. Decrease crit rate can be, it's an underrated debuff, but it can be very crucial if you want to eliminate some RNG in your teams, especially if you're building a killable team for clown boss. Her A1 skill is okay, provides a heal over time to the ally with the lowest health, and on all allies for a smaller buff for the heal. And then her A3 is amazing. 3-turn cooldown, 2-turn duration, block debuffs, plus a cleanse, plus a big heal, depending on the debuffs that were cleansed. So she becomes very crucial for 2 of the end game dungeons we have currently in the game. Before they get nerfed, I'll show you guys how I use my Riho in a very niche build. This build is not easy to go for, but I would say is the one you want to be looking to build eventually if you want to optimize your team's potential. So passive, very unique way back when she was released. When receiving any debuffs, instantly transfers them from this champion to the attacker. That is a one-time use kind of skill, but it worked in PvP in the past. It worked especially useful against hegemons, okay, back in the day when they were used more than anything else, but right now has kind of fallen off because of, well, the obvious, the stone skin sets, plus all the cleanses, plus the polymorph punishment that exists currently if you apply any debuffs. There's an underuse of Riho, I would say, for PvP. It's not like you cannot use it. I would say more so for classic arena, you will see a Riho in there being as part of a defensive team just because of this passive, plus the cleanse that she can do, because basically she does not get locked out. So you would use her against the hegemon. Your team, let's say, gets locked out, but she wouldn't get locked out because of this. Back then, you didn't have stone skin, and you would basically cleanse the team right after that because of that. And you would use a set which we don't have anymore. We don't have it, right? It was a set where, I think, did we ever have a set that reduces, no, boosts your turn meter? I can't remember, guys. It's 5 years and they've been changing sets. So I don't think so. I think it was just through the passive. Anyway, let me show you guys my Riho. If you guys remember better than me, leave it down in the comments below. Let me show you guys my Riho and how I built her for this specific 2 dungeons. I'll show you guys both of my teams and how they work. So Riho Bone Spear, if you want to use her in the end game, you want to go for 550 plus accuracy. I would say even higher if you can, through the extra accuracy that you can get through the live arena bonuses. Go for it. I have +8, 559. It's okay. She'll get resisted though. So actually, now that I think about it, maybe I should have gone for a little bit higher accuracy if I can. Where I can, I should have been boosting her accuracy just to get it to 600, just so I don't have any issues with resist. So let me see if I can do a little bit of accuracy. Oh, there it is. Okay, a little bit of accuracy. Not that it's gonna play a role in the video right now, but I just want to say 550 was kind of on the low range. I thought I had 650 for some reason. Anyway, 550 minimum if you want to go for Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun, if you want to be applying debuffs. In terms of speed, again, minimum 270 if you want to go for Sand Devil. For Phantom Shogun, pretty much kind of the same thing. You want to have a rotation going where she cleanses the debuffs that are applied by the Phantom Shogun boss, and I'll explain that when once I show you guys my team. So by herself, it's not like she can beat the boss, but what she can provide is the ton of debuffs, and the cleanse works well for both of the dungeons. But for the teams I'll showcase, she does what she is there for, basically applying tons of debuffs for the Sand Devil, and for the Phantom Shogun. The debuffs are okay, but those are not what we want her for. Is basically the cleanse debuff kind of combo that we have right there. And then for masteries, I went for Eagle Eye. Obvious choice, I would say, right there, just to get that extra accuracy, because 600 accuracy, trying to get 600 accuracy is not the easiest task, but no chance. All right, let me show you guys my teams that I use. First up is the Sand Devil team. Sand Devil, very tricky if you want to make it right. So the whole idea behind this setup is that you sleep first with the guaranteed sleep from Sifi. All right, you can have any sleep champion do this, the same thing, but it won't be guaranteed. There might be a chance to get resisted, okay? And then you basically apply debuffs with Riho. The boss is asleep, so has no chance to attack with its big AoE damage. And then these two heavy damage dealers, which in this case we're using Newt for that 60% of the boss's health in terms of damage. And then after that, we get a reset. And because of the speed of everybody, which is above 250 for everyone except my Kaimar, which is below that. So Kaimar will basically reset everybody. He's the slowest one, and then the Newts will go in for you see 260, 264. Sifi's just a speed build, and then Riho is with a normal build, and then we have Kaimar with the reset at 215. Plus the crit damage is part of his build for the Phantom Shogun, which I'll show you guys next. So let's see the run in action. Let's go sleep first. Then look at this. We have the toxic set on just so we have the chance there to apply one extra debuff. Why is that? The toxic set is crucial on her because she attacks, so there's the chance to apply the debuff. And the more debuffs you have on the Phantom Shogun boss, so that's why I also have her with a Brimstone Blessing. It's a 1-star blessing, but it's still there. The chance is still there to apply it. So the more debuffs you have, the more damage the boss receives. And you can see it from here. It is that this innate damage reduction is decreased by 10% for each debuff that Al Namia is currently under. So right now he's 50%. 50% of the damage reduction he has is removed. So we would do the A3 here with the Newt. Let's keep on the auto mode. Then the other Newt will go. 1, 2, 3. Boss is below. We'll get a reset going right now. Boom, there it is. Riho doesn't matter. She cannot apply debuffs right now when the boss is not asleep. There's the other Newt, and then finally the next Newt goes in for an 11 turn count kill, which if you're doing like a turn attack tournament or whatever for Sand Devil, it's quite fast. You can actually do it on 10 if you have a good blessing on one of the Newts. But that is where I use her the most. So Sand Devil farming, it's very end game, but here you see, you know, maximum debuffs, 7 debuffs applied now because of the toxic set plus the Brimstone, and it makes it work. You can use other damage dealers here, but not really like a Cold Heart, because the Cold Hearts will only do 10% of the boss's health. But you get the idea. It does make it much easier to do damage with the more debuffs you have on. If you have the gear to push it further, you can use other heavy debuff champions, but Riho it's where she shines basically here. So next up is Phantom Shogun. Very similar kind of team with the Newts. All right, very similar kind of team. So instead of the sleep, which we don't need, we have a Cold Heart and we have a Ninja. This team, though, because of Newt, has a small chance to fail. That's why I'm using Affinity Breaker. Small chance to fail there if you get multiple weak hits in a row. But if you want to be running like a fast team, you kind of have to go with it. Affinity Breaker. And then it's kind of the same thing. But here we're going to see on how useful her cleanse comes in, plus the debuffs that she applies, which help with also damage reduction on the boss, crit rate reduction, because the boss is at 50% crit rate. Comparing it to other bosses as an example, you see here the weak hit. We get hit there. Here comes the cleanse from Riho. And then we get some damage through. There's Ninja, and then Newt hopefully does 3 crits in a row. He kind of didn't, but I think we should be okay here. We hit them a little bit. There's a 20 stack. And then there we go. The HP burn kills it off. So this one was like a lower, almost could have failed in other situations, but the way that I've built it is it just runs longer, but it eventually wins. And yeah, Riho just shows her power there. The debuffs that are very strong, and then the cleanse coming through. Very similar build to before for everybody. Riho is obviously the same build, but it's the same Prince Kaimar, same Newt. Just the Cold Heart needs to be fast, 276, and the Ninja needs to be fast with good accuracy, 618. For this one with Hailburn being the one used. If you can put it on there, but if you don't have Ninja, you can use other damage dealer there instead of Ninja. But the HP burn activation is very cool. So if you're somebody who's just in with Riho and all right, cold brew, I'm not doing Sand Devil, I'm not doing Phantom Shogun. Where can I use her? Guaranteed you can use her on the dragon. All right, it's not gonna be as successful as you might expect. So here, instead of let's say not Stealthers, but I'll tell you about Dark Kill. Instead of Dark Kill, all right, I'm gonna remove him. Just want to see the custom AI. Let's use Riho in here, and then Riho here will act through her passive as a way. All right, let's not use our skills. I mean, I could use this. It's like an extra buff. Not use this. Let's go with this. We should be okay, right? Should be okay. So Riho now will receive debuffs from the boss, and you'll see that she'll reflect them back onto the dragon boss. One of the few champions that can do this, the reflect. One of the few champions that can do it, and she has it as a passive. Okay, so there we go. We go through very known build with the Seer, where you go through and just push. And now this is the important part. This is where you'll see the usefulness of her passive and the cleanse and everything. So here can apply like a ton of debuffs. Although for this specific boss, you want to be applying as many poisons as possible because the boss hurts. But you'll see now, boom, she hits us. She reflects back all the poisons, basically does not receive them. And then she has, well, 3 turns to get that passive back. So if she manages to survive, if you have the cleanse going, you can keep your team alive through this and basically take down the boss. It's not going to be the fastest team, but because she has that extra thing, she has that heal, she has that decreased attack, that decreased crit rate, she basically allows your team to do so much more, survive so much longer through that. And you'll see debuff block there because of the block debuffs. So our team survives longer than that. And once we have the A3 again, we get a big heal, we survive, and that is how you can use Riho even for the dragon. So 3 dungeons become, I'm not going to say trivial because you need the rest of the team to not by herself that she does this, but 3 dungeons become so much easier because of Riho. Okay. And you can even use her for the Iron Twins. If you really want a good healer, she can definitely be used in there. The debuffs are nice, but it depends what you're missing in terms of teams. And I would say it's kind of an issue if you are using an HP burn champion and you want to be using your Geomancer, because she might replace Geomancer's HP burn, and that really extends the duration of a fight for Iron Twins. So guys, this was the video on Riho. I don't know if you guys are going for it. I thought I'd make a video today, as it seems like a proper thing to do. Total endgame champion, totally. I find that she has balance in her kit, and it's she obviously has a place even on the end game. Not so much I would say for arena, but I mean, if everybody's using her for Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun, it just shows how powerful this hero is. And imagine, actually, she was part of a guaranteed way back in the day. I think she was either the first or the second guaranteed void we ever had when they started doing guaranteed void champions through summons. So guys, this was the video. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.